Duck.
You will now be placed into the conference. Everyone but you is muted on this call.
Welcome everyone to the Warren Fleet conference call. At this time, all participants are in listen-only mode. Later, you will have the opportunity to ask questions during the question and answer session. It is now my pleasure to turn the conference over to Joe Steffen. Please go ahead, sir.
Hello, welcome everybody. A little too zoomed in and close-up view of me. I apologize for that. I don't have my external cam working, so we'll use the old cam on the computer. Today you got myself, Joe Steffen. Nobody else. I got all my friends here. Ben's traveling for work, and I know you guys, those that called in, got some information from Jim and Lance. That was some great stuff about some of the things that are happening in the marketplace right now, what we're doing about it, how we're leading at the forefront of getting higher rates, and also working on some expense side stuff to give you some support on that. So without too much conversation, I got a few topics. It'll be relatively brief, and then I'll open it up for questions. So number one, as we always do, I'm going to start with safety because everything in this is industry and business starts and ends with safe operation. What I like to tell contractors who are coming to Warren Transport is that if you don't have a safety mindset, then it's wrong business. So I have kind of an idea that everything else begins once safety is in order. So this week, our weekly talking points, many of you probably already spoken to your dispatcher, to your fleet managers about, is lane changes. Folks, we have, that is a behavior which you have to do from time to time. You have to change lanes. But I will tell you that the expense involved in crashes where lane change accidents occur is immense. And it's really hard to get out of culpability for a lane change crash. Even if you're reacting to something that someone else did, if you make an unsafe maneuver changing a lane, you and we are going to be found at fault and at great expense, and potentially, most importantly, at harm to life and limb. So lane changes. This is all basic stuff, but it's something no one is immune from taking a review and looking at what you need to do. So number one, maintain situational awareness. So always be aware of your surroundings. Know that you can see out your cab, out your windows. Use your mirrors so that you can see behind you. Recognize the blind spots where they are, but don't overstate blind spots. If you can't see something, you can't go there. Exit ramps, people can approach unexpectedly. Anticipate that. Not making lane changes in those cases. So maintaining situational awareness. Where am I at? Are there risks here that are higher than other times? Secondly is assess lane space and traffic flow. So make sure you got enough room in the desired lane to accommodate your vehicle. Consider the speed and flow of traffic before you are electing to change lanes. Okay, number three, check your mirrors. Make sure you're checking and rechecking, and what do they say? Every 7 seconds you're checking your mirrors. But they only work if you use them effectively. Before any move, use them again, checking in intervals to make sure that you don't have a vehicle with an opportunity to linger in your blind spot. Signal early on your intentions. Activate your turn signal to indicate your intention to signal to change lanes. It gives other people time to react. They don't always do so. They don't always respond appropriately. But signaling early is a key thing. And then the next one is staying out of the left lane whenever possible. Of all the front, side, and rear blind spots, the most hazardous is the right blind spot because it is the largest blind spot that you have. The left lane, we've had multiple of our crashes have occurred with operators that are hanging in the left lane or making a lane change from the left to the right. So whenever you can stay out of the left lane, please do so. Avoid having, those are the 5 things: situational awareness, assess lane space and traffic flow, check your mirrors, signal intentions, and stay out of the left lane wherever you can. But some other overarching things is avoid frequent lane changes. When you're in traffic and you're not, I always laugh at the four-wheelers who are zipping in and out, but definitely trucks. I mean, there's no reason to go zipping in and out of lanes trying to get 17 seconds ahead of time. So choose your lane carefully, stick with it whenever possible. And if it's going to be ending due to a crash or an incident or something like that, follow the steps about signaling early and making sure you make that slow, steady lane change. And then the last thing to remember is every lane change, every single one, as innocent or innocuous as it may seem, is an opportunity for a potential risk. A safe lane change is a deliberate, patient process that prioritizes safety over speed. So folks, lane changes are no joke. It seems like I'm talking about something really simple, but it's all really simple until there's a crash. So pay attention to it. And no, it's not that there's one thing that's happened today or yesterday or this week even, but it is something that's happened over time, both here at Warren Transport and within the industry. And the fact is, lane change crashes are very difficult, if not impossible, to effectively defend. All right, moving on from that, that's our safety topic number one today, is making safe lane changes. So I want to talk a little bit about, piggybacking off of Jim and Lance's comments from last week. Rates are going up for us, but accountability is too. One thing that I've heard from dispatchers to customers is that, hey, we're going to miss our appointment because we ran out of hours. And I can tell you from doing this for a long time, there's not a customer out there that considers ran out of hours as a valid reason for being late for a pickup or delivery. From their perspective, don't you guys know the rules? Don't you read the regs? Don't you know what the hours of service are? Now, if something happens in the intervening time which caused you to run out of hours, maybe there was a legitimate crash that we can show documentation of via dash cam that slowed you down and had you in traffic for 3 hours. Maybe there was a legitimate breakdown which occurred. Maybe there was a legitimate customer delay unloading which occurred. But those are not that I ran out of hours. The ran out of hours would be the outcome of those. Frequently, what the ran out of hours excuse that our dispatchers provide to our customers are situations where, we had a load that was dispatched to ship on Friday and deliver on Monday at 8 o'clock, and then we show up on Monday at 9:30. And we say, well, I ran out of hours last night. But then we look at the hours of service and the time utilization out away from your home and family, and there's, maybe 3 or 4 hours driven Friday, 3 or 4 hours delivering Saturday, and then a 12-hour break, and then leaving at noon Sunday and driving like a bat out of hell to get somewhere, and then do a split sleeper and arrive just too late. Just remember, the miles behind you, nothing bad can happen. The miles ahead, there's always opportunity for danger. So as many miles as you can get behind you when you're planning for service and safety, the better. Speeding is not a way to catch up, okay? Speeding to catch up because you're running behind is not a valid way. Make the phone call. Hey, XYZ happened. What can we do next? And proceed accordingly. Customers, as their rates go up, and they are, Jim and Lance again detailed that quite a bit, the accountability for service, on-time pickup, communication within the load, so that includes reporting in those macros when you get loaded and when you get empty, and on-time delivery, and reporting those macros when you pick up and deliver. Those expectations, they're going to look to reset that. They probably got a little bit lax when they had a tougher time drawing capacity, and now that they feel like they're going to be paying higher rates, they ought to get better service. And they're probably right. The last operations thing I'm going to really hit on is something I think we can all agree on. Something I hold your dispatchers accountable to is pre-planning. So we want you to know what load you're hauling next before you've completed your current load. So what that means and how I track it is you have to have been offered, accepted, and then subsequently actually haul the load in order for it to be a valid pre-plan. So don't commit on a load unless you're committed to hauling it. And then once you commit to hauling it, you are committed to hauling it, and we are not going to give that load to anybody else. And let's make sure we get you pre-planned so that you can succeed and get those settlements going higher and higher that we're already seeing on many of our contractors right now. We got to hold up our end of the log here in operations. We got to do our things, and there's always room for us to improve. We're going to keep looking for the things, the communication, the pickup numbers, all that stuff to get that better and more right. Let's work together so that we can have success. I got one more topic, and then I'll open it up for questions. And the last topic I have for you is the February truck washes. So we got 4 winners of the February truck washes, and I will get those loaded up in Blue Beacon as soon as I'm off this call. So the 4 winners are Scott Johnson, Reggie Davis, Danilo Del Olmo. He's a frequent flyer. I don't know how I do a random number generator, and it's crazy. He's won a few. And Irma Valles, former reigning driver of the year. So congratulations, Irma, Danilo, Reggie, and Scott. Thanks for calling in and checking in on these calls. Appreciate that. We look forward to having a good, successful month of April. You know, the storms are probably going to be coming. We've had a few tornado watches and things like that. So keep your eyes on the weather, keep your eye on the sky, and take advantage of the opportunities, folks. We got like 6 weeks, 7 weeks, I believe it is, until we have the next holiday. We had a holiday this past weekend with Easter, and that has a little bit bigger impact on some of the Mexico markets that we work with. And there a lot of U.S. customers were closed on Good Friday. So we got through that holiday, brushed that off, and now we got until May, whatever it is, 29th, I think it is, 7 weeks away, before we have another interruption to your. Please have a great week. I'll silence that call, and I'll call Kelly back when I get off the phone here. Luke, can you remind our callers how to register a question?
Yes, sir. And everyone, if you have any questions, please go ahead and press #1. Again, that's #1 on your telephone keypad. We'll open up your line. Our first question comes from Chad Carruthers. Go ahead, please.
Hey, I just want to say that you talking about the lane changes. I've always had the rule of thumb and been taught all my almost 30 years of driving. Like you see somebody accident or somebody cutting in front of you or whatever, always maintain your lane. As long as you stay in your lane and you hit the brakes, then that covers you. Just maintain your lane. Don't run off the road to avoid something if somebody else is causing something in front of you.
100% agree, Chad. That is one of the key components of a defensible crash is whether or not we maintained our lane. That's 100% agree.
Yep, you got to maintain your lane. Yep, and it's hard because your reaction is going to be to try to avoid it, but then you avoid it, and you hit somebody in the lane next to you, then it's all on you then.
And that's the experience that has happened for multiple people.
Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to make sure all the drivers on the line, heard that. So that's all I had. Good.
You bet. Thanks, and thanks for all your years of service with us too. Appreciate it, Chad.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our next question comes from Al Bishop. Mr. Bishop? You might be on mute, sir.
Are you there, Al?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, fire away.
Hey, they're going to do about some of these lazy drivers not pulling nails and sweeping their trailers out? Because I'm tired of doing it.
Yeah, it's part of the job, right? I 100% agree. Part of your job when you drop a trailer off is that you leave a clean trailer for the next guy. Leave it the same way you expect it to be for you. Now, sometimes if you do a drop and hook, you may be dropping a loaded trailer and hooking to an empty trailer, and that's a 1-for-1 where you get to clean the empty one out. But yeah, if you're leaving a dirty trailer somewhere for another driver to do your work for you, it's gonna be charged $100 to you, and we're gonna pay that to the driver who does the work for you.
Well, I don't know where that $100 is coming to me because I'm not getting it, because when I tell my dispatcher, he like brushes it off. He doesn't want to hear about it.
Well, I'll address that with your dispatcher. We'll go to each situation and identify what it is.
That's all I got to say.
100% agree. You got to leave a clean wagon for the next customer, the next driver. 100% agree.
Thanks.
You bet. Thanks, Al.
And our last question so far, but if you have any questions, please go ahead and press pound 1. Meanwhile, we have Stephen Burnett with a question.
Hey, Stephen. I think you might be on mute.
Yeah,
There you are.
I'm wondering if it's possible on our load assignments when we're giving them that all the possible pickup numbers to be grouped together.
So for example, today, I picked up a John Deere load that had an SA number on it. And that's the only number I was given. And I looked all through load comments and everything, and there's no other reference number. Get the shipper, and they needed the JVD number, but they ended up searching for the SA number. I got loaded, and they ended up giving me a bill of lading that did not match the SA number or the JVD number whenever I called dispatch and got the correct one.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and apparently they didn't have it in one system on their screen, but when they went to Logiflow, they found the SA number I had.
Yep, I'm familiar with the situation. So yes, we're always going to continue for constant improvement. We are going to be governed by the information that were provided and the requests that were provided by the customer to give the drivers the pickup number A, and then sometimes you're going to get there and the person on the dock is not going to have the memo to that's what we're supposed to give you. And then we'll resolve that as we did, as you know, you report in what happened, and then we go through that to get you out of there so you get your load and get moving.
They ended up leaving what they loaded on my trailer, then gave what I was supposed to pick up to the other carrier, since we're going to the same address anyway.
Yep, it lucked out that it was a twin load, but you did the 100% right thing of making sure to check in, because there's been times where a customer loads the wrong one on us. But yeah, feedback's been given, by the way, on this particular lane on what numbers we need. Sometimes we show up at a place, you know, specific to that customer, and they want the pickup number to be the JDGV number, and other times they say, no, that's just going to screw us up. Don't give us that one, give us the Comar number. And then other times they say, no, don't give us that one, give us the SA number. And then they say, sometimes don't give us that one, give us the appointment SG number. And as they go through people and they change staffing, sometimes that changes. But the best thing we can do for you, and what we're going to do is to keep rolling with those changes and getting the information updated so that you can get in and out of there and address the issues that they come along. Regarding how it's going to show up in your load assignment, it's going to show up based upon what we enter in there, which is the best information we get from the customer. And when that load number, you know, when they change their story on us on which load number to use, you know, then we'll have to get that changed for the next one.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. Thanks for handling it, and I'm glad we got you out of there pretty quickly, within less than an hour, which sometimes that can be a longer horror story than that.
Thank you very much, and we don't have any questions.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for being on the call today. Thanks for your hard work. Thanks for your dedicated service. Just because I'm talking about service doesn't mean you're not doing a good job. But we just constantly have to be vigilant and always working to make those customers keep begging and coming back for more, and ideally paying us more. So thanks everybody. Have a great and safe month of April. Let's have a great one.